Hey guys, I've been noticing this guy on TikTok more and more, and his rebuttals to Christianity and Islam is so weak. Let's actually dissect his takes, and let's just go through his slideshow, I guess. Okay, first off, he opens up with Ephesians, Leviticus, and Numbers, and then he tops it off by ending it with Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 to 20. Um, First off, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 18. He misrepresents this whole scripture entirely. It says, "You shall not have wine." No, you shall not be drunk. If you Let's actually look at the verse in its context. Okay, here's the verse in its context. Clearly, it says, "Do not get drunk with wine." Not "do not drink," which this creator so often says, "Do not drink" instead of "do not get drunk." Okay, obviously, Leviticus 10:9 is in relation to the sin of Nabad and his friend. And the command is for the Aaron and his sons in relation to the future ritual practices and aftermaths on these two people sinning in the Lord's presence. Not for the whole Israel nation, but Aaron and his sons, who are the priests, and not to Christians. Obviously, he's never picked up Acts before, but we'll continue. Let's go to Numbers 6:3 in the actual context. We'll find out, if you just read it for yourself, that it's in relation to the Nazarenes who dedicated their whole lives to the Lord and rejecting wine and cutting off their hair. Not for the whole people of Israel and not for Christians today. And lastly, he brings up Luke 1:15 and he brings up Matthew 26:29, Ephesians 5:18. It says, "Do not get drunk." Now he gets that right. But later on, he says, "Do not drink." And Galatians 5:19, which talks about drunkenness, which I fully support. Let's go to Luke 1:15. Luke 1:15 is not talking about Jesus, nor it's talking about us. It's talking about John the Baptist, who was, a forerunner before him in the spirit and the power of Elijah to turn the hearts of the father back to their children. Not us, not about Jesus, but about John the Baptist. Also, when he uses Galatians, actually, he clearly hasn't read the whole book, because if we actually read the whole book for ourselves, we'll figure out that following the law, being circumcised, following the traditional food laws does not make us holy or holier than another brother that doesn't. And lastly, when he uses Matthew 26:29 out of its context, if you read it for yourselves, we'll find out that he's talking about the Lord's Supper, and Jesus is going to drink with us again in heaven